understand you a little bit. Is the mosquito like part of it?
Is that?
Oh, it's a little fruit fly. Yum.
Yeah.
It's protein.
So
Protein.
this is a Bloody Maria in shot
Yum.
form.
Great.
And because we had that good prop last week with the thinly sliced rind
Which we
and stuff.
described.
Yep. I like the idea of having props.
Yeah. Well, you've done well with this one.
So why don't you go ahead and describe to our
what we're
listeners
looking at?
you're looking
okay,
at.
to our listeners, to our faithful listener. Jack said he wanted to listen
Our
to us.
shut-in.
Jack was like, let me know when it's up. I want to listen to it. And I just was like, I'm just so embarrassed.
As soon as you started describing it,
the way you left,
dude, I was like,
is
I can't.
exactly how it felt.
I can't fucking do this.
I described it to Jack. I was like, basically, Jack, it's Brian and I are both extroverts who hate ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's essentially what we're doing with this podcast is we're putting ourselves out there,
Right.
wanting to take on a project, but hating ourselves
Hating every second of it.
every second.
Yeah.
So when Jack's like, let me know, I want to listen to it, I just, in my mind, I was like, I will let you know, but I will just assume we won't be friends afterwards.
Oh, you got to break off contact.
Yeah, he'll listen to an episode and then I'll never be able to look into him in the eye again.
No.
So we've got, this is great actually. So there's 2 shot glasses. One is filled with what I assume is very alcoholic tomato juice.
Nope.
Oh, okay. You tell us what it is.
Well, no, I've divided it. So
Okay.
the one with the tomato juice is like a Bloody Mary without the alcohol
So this is just tomato juice.
and other things.
Cool. Okay, so we
Tabasco,
take this one
Worcestershire.
first. So this is the chaser.
I think that's how we should do it.
This one first.
I think the way we should do it is, and then the rim of the glass is
Pepper, salt, and horseradish.
yes,
And inside is
tequila,
Oh God! Every week.
and then
And then this other one, the non-chaser, is awesome. Tomato juice. Anything else?
Worcestershire, Tabasco, and some lemon.
Ooh, I'm going to be making some gagging sounds on this one.
And then
on top,
our
which
prop.
is beautiful, a prop sword, a plastic sword. For those at home imagining a child's toy, you're not far off, but it is about the size of a finger, actually.
Yeah, well, I feel like cocktail spear swords are common enough.
Yeah, that people know.
People would definitely
I just
know.
thought people maybe thought it was like a
full-on sword. Yeah. What is it? What's on
it?
it?
An olive?
No, it's a pepperoncini.
What the fuck is a pepperoncini?
It's delightful.
Great.
Yeah, it's like sour and very spicy. It's sour and spicy.
Yeah.
So I'm
This
trying
is
to
one of
figure
those
this
things that I'll
out.
listen to tomorrow when I go, what the fuck is a pepperoncini?
What's happening to my stomach?
Well, yeah, exactly. Why do we feel someone well today? It's a pepperoncini.
So I think what we
Cool.
should do is get a little bit of the salt, horseradish, pepper, shoot that,
God, my body hurts already. Yeah. No, in a good way. I'm really excited.
and then maybe shoot the tomato stuff, and then eat the pepperoncini,
And then when do I eat the sword?
and then swallow the sword.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be more impressive. It's more impressive in real life.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
We should start filming this podcast as well, because then I can criticize how I look as well as how I sound.
That would be extra fun. All right,
All right. Well, welcome to Sugar Facts.
episode 2.
Cheers.
Jesus.
This is big. Not as bad as I thought.
Oh my god, that's delightful.
Yum.
It's so fucking good.
Really good.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
What about that pepperoncini at the end?
Ooh. It's got a kick to it. Oh, I would have that for breakfast. That's really nice.
It's really...
Ooh, that pepperoncini takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. I feel like there should be a third shot glass with like ice water.
Or milk.
Milk, yeah. Should we, I feel like no one has any idea of where we are.
Oh,
or
so
who
paint
we
the
are.
scene. Yeah, okay.
Or what the fuck is going on.
I have been getting emails.
Right?
Yeah. God,
Yeah.
every week that inbox is just flooded with questions that I think, why didn't we answer that already?
Yeah, we've never addressed anything.
Yeah.
We just started in on this shit.
Just jumped in halfway. Okay, yeah, let's go for it. So what should we do first? Setting or...
Why don't you start?
Okay. Why don't we start with talking about where we are?
Oh, yeah,
that might be a good neutral spot.
Would you like me to? I think of that while you do your part. I'm going to make a drink.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because.
Sure. I'll talk, and you make. So Brian and I are recording. How would you start this? So our studio.
Where are
everyone.
yes.
This is our studio, everyone. We're at the Sugar Factory, Doolan, which is once a sugar factory, now hottest bar in town. Ew. And we're at this beautiful wooden bar, custom-made wooden bar with rebar threaded through it. And it's just a nice vibe in here. We've got nice lights, fully stocked bar. You wouldn't think to listen to us, but we are actually drinking as we record. And it's great. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about like the Sugar Factory story, if it's interesting?
It's not.
Okay. That's fair.
Joe and I are neighbors.
Correct.
Like a snail's throw away.
Snail's throw, which I do daily.
I know. I hear them. Don't think I haven't fucking noticed.
Just hearing little. Is that a hailstones? No, it's snails.
You know what's the big giveaway?
I found the biggest one the other day. What's a big giveaway?
When they scream. When they come in screaming.
When they're like, covered in salt.
I gotta check this. I don't know what the fuck I did. So it's a quaint little village.
So quaint.
Really quaint, right?
Yeah. And people here just use spearfish.
I do not spearfish.
You don't spearfish anymore?
No, I never did.
We've had conversations about you spearfishing.
About me spearfishing?
Yeah.
No.
Was that back when you were planning to spearfish?
I was planning to spearfish.
I've told a few people that you spearfish.
That you're doing a podcast?
Yeah. Who are you doing with? Brian. Oh, is that Highway 11, Brian? No, spearfishing, Brian.
Spearfishing, Brian.
Brian with the spear. So sugar fact. What's your sugar fact for the week?
I think that you... Oh, I had... Yeah. We're flipping it. Yeah, I got
it. Flip it. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do you want...
No.
Max, cut this out.
Yeah,
should I go first? Am I going first? No, I was actually going to say you should definitely go first because we did my fucking thing twice last week and didn't even finish yours. So you definitely get rite of passage today. So what's your sugar fact for this evening?
I've got a good one tonight, Joe.
Yeah.
And you know, out of all the sugar facts, this one I feel like is the most sort of non-threatening and actually kind of positive.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, before you get into it.
Okay, yeah.
Real quick. This week.
Seamless.
So good, Max. I Googled this week ways the world could end.
I love this so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was horrendous and it was distressing.
Okay. Ways the world could end.
Ways the world could end. And I don't know, it kind of like came about. Obviously, I was thinking about sugar. I was thinking about facts about sugar.
Yeah.
And then read about this thing. So this is something that we don't think about a lot, but is very interesting and very kind of like fucking confronting every time. So this idea that 99% of species that ever lived have gone extinct. Right. Including every single one of our ancestors. The idea being the odds are not in our favor. Like it's like a thing. Yeah, but also like every species goes extinct and to think that ours won't is silly.
And we haven't even really been around that long.
Not that long.
Compared to like crocodiles and roaches and shit.
Exactly. So actually, Homo sapiens, 500,000 years.
That's it. Is it really?
And we've done, that's it. We've done a lot. Traveled the world, built cities, complex languages.
Invented podcast.
We went to space.
Yeah, we went to Spain.
We've been to other planets, which is nuts. And just thinking about how we've had a good run. Here's how we could die, which is crazy.
On a personal note, though, do you often are you actually legitimately afraid of the end of the world?
I'm not afraid because I don't really care that much. You know, in this, I mean, no, I mean that in the sense that I don't hold tightly to
life.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't have children. You know, I don't have this sense of
yourself.
I have myself. I mean, I'd like to keep loving my life, but also I know that the second I die, I'm not going to realize I'm dead. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, so if you think like if I grew up religious background,
right.
I always was raised to believe that if you're on the right side, you totally know when you die because you'll be in heaven and you love your life. But if you're on the wrong side, you also know that you've died, but you're in hell.
Right. Yeah.
So kind of that fear of death comes in because you're kind of like, oh, am I going to be on the right side or the wrong side? Because either way is eternal experience of that. But if you are materialistic about it, is that the word? If you're a materialist about it,
I think so,
whatever.
yeah. As opposed to like spiritual.
Exactly. Then I'm not going to know when I die.
But you'll know right before you die, though, or perhaps months leading up to it.
Potentially, or if it's an environmental disaster like the ones that I ended up reading about, maybe we won't know. It'll just happen.
What would this happen? Oh, you mean something sudden?
Yeah, something crazy fucking happens, and then it's like, oh, we die. So, how lead into this? Like, how would you, Max, cut this out? How would you fucking lead into this?
I like that voice. Maybe you should do the whole thing in that voice.
So, one way that we went down is the reversal of the Earth's magnetic field.
Jeez.
Reversal of the Earth's magnetic field.
That's
exactly.
Sudden, right?
So this is kind of crazy. So never even read about this. I feel like I've read about volcanoes and like fucking climate change, blah, blah, blah. Sick of the hippies talking about climate change. We get it. The Earth is colder sometimes. So every few 100,000 years, the Earth's magnetic field dwindles to almost nothing for about a century, and then gradually reappears with the north and south poles flipped.
Right.
Did you know about this?
I did know about this.
You did?
I did.
Oh, I've never even heard about this.
I don't know the details of it, though.
Right. So the last reversal of our magnetic field was 780,000 years ago.
Not that long ago.
Perhaps we're overdue. Depends how you see it.
Because you were saying it happens every 500,000 years.
No, we've only been around 500,000 years. That was that statistic. It's a lot of numbers. A lot of numbers. No, we don't really know how often it's supposed to happen.
Right.
Right? So almost 800,000 years ago was our last magnetic flip.
How did they know
I don't even know any of this science shit.
Okay.
How do we know anything about space before we got there? I don't understand.
Telescope.
Yeah. Looking.
Observing.
Just... Oh.
Space.
Oh, there it is.
You think we just like built a rocket and then it turned out
then it was like, whoa,
there was somewhere to go.
There's somewhere here. Reverse back. Right. So last such reversal was almost 800,000 years ago. Right. We may be overdue. One thing that would indicate that is that the strength of our magnetic field has decreased about 5% in the last century.
Okay, wow.
So it looks like we're kind of going that way. Something's happening. Why is this significant? I hear you ask. Right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wrote it
out on a piece.
You wrote it out, and it's on the other coaster. Burping. Should we include that?
Sure.
So basically, our magnetic field is what deflects particle storms and cosmic rays from the sun, and even subatomic particles from deep space. Do you know what that is?
Tell me more.
So basically, without magnetic protection, these particles get into the Earth's atmosphere and erode away at our already shitty ozone layer. And also, many creatures navigate by magnetism. So the reversal means that there's like ecological catastrophe.
So what does that? Does that mean the birds are flying in the wrong direction?
I think it just would mean animals get confused, ecosystems start collapsing. Okay. And then fucking subatomic particles from deep space hit.
What's the big deal with those?
New York. I don't have further facts about it, so why the fuck would you ask me that? I don't know what they are. They're just like subatomic. They're tiny particles that do not belong in Earth.
And they're coming.
And they would just come because we don't have magnetism.
And be like, yo, we're here now.
And then the birds are flying that way.
Birds are going the other way.
And then grasshoppers suddenly are just like sleeping all the time.
Are grasshoppers magnetic?
I made that up.
Creatures?
I made that up. That is something now to keep in mind. That the trajectory is there for our magnetism. A layer of magnets
I'm still finding it hard to be scared about this.
Okay.
You have
that's
not
fair.
painted
It's not my scariest one.
Doomy, gloomy scenario here.
Okay, what have you got?
Dick.
All right, jerk bag. Give me one of yours. I started off with my weakest one. That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, I don't know
Give me
how
one.
It works. Like, that wasn't included on my fucking outline how to do a podcast.
It's like, why would you ask me about subatomic space particles?
Because you brought it up?
Yeah, but I didn't expect further questions about it. This is the problem.
Yeah.
Last week, I went in depth into one thing. I would have been able to answer that question. But this week, I was like, spread it out.
Just
keep
like
it interesting. Bing.
tripping over the thing.
Next week, I'm just going to do one again.
Do whatever. Oh, this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll start out with my weakest one.
Hit me.
They're called Boltzmann brains.
What the fuck?
Check it out, man.
Disease?
No. No, that was
Well, I knew, but it's an ecological catastrophe.
Well, so what this is, okay, so you gotta, for this one to sort of grab you.
Okay.
You're familiar with, like, the multiverse theory?
Yes. Dude, that book on the bookshelf. Have you read it yet?
No, I've got other shit to read.
I'm going to point it out to you. It's got a fluoro orange thing.
Okay.
This is like an interesting...
No, you know what? Give it to me and I'll just read it. Because if I leave
interesting, easy read.
Okay. Good.
By the way, I'm enjoying... Yeah, exactly.
It's an interesting, easy read. You'll like it, Brian.
It's easy.
You're a moron.
Get through it. No, I mean in the sense that you always read serious shit. So sometimes you should probably take a break.
I always read serious shit.
It's interesting. This is like a page turner.
One of the things I was reading today, the serious shit I was reading today, as I drifted off into Napland,
yes,
was an old issue of Dragon magazine, which is like the D&D gamer magazine from 1987.
Great.
Yeah, serious shit.
Great.
I'm into serious.
Yeah,
shit.
you're into the serious shit. Why would you bring D&D up in front of me when I still haven't been to one fucking Dragons and Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that's why I haven't.
That's another thing we could do.
That's exactly why I haven't come, because I can't even fucking say it.
So, the multiverse. Boltzmann brains.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay. So, you got to be familiar with the theory of that, and you are, because you're smart.
Because I read one book.
You read a book about it. Mm-hmm. So, what it is, the idea is that given an infinite universe with infinite time, basically, kind of anything could happen.
But also, anything that could happen has already happened?
Or even has already happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's stretching backwards into eternity.
And time is like a fucking not linear. It's like...
So the idea is that given that potential for just anything...
Yeah.
Why not just brains that spontaneously just appear. No, I like that.
Sorry, you tell.
No,
you
that's
tell.
good too.
What? Brains that just appear?
That just appear in space, independent of any body.
What?
Right?
What?
Just
so
brains.
Weirdly specific.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Like tons of brains, right?
Yeah.
And then they come and they kill us all.
Yeah. Wow, what the fuck? You really went on like a weird trip with this stuff.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm interested.
Well,
because
I was like you though, like the same.
I don't think that's
you,
multiverse's strongest
argument.
Foot forward. You know what I mean? If you're trying to convince someone about multiverse theory, that one is going to be the one that loses the most people.
Right.
Like I'm imagining trying to convince my dad about this, right? Mm-hmm. And saying, yeah, Dad. So, for example, brains could just appear in space and then come here and kill us.
Yeah, but I mean...
It could happen.
It could fucking happen.
Which means in an infinite universe and infinite time, it has already happened.
Somewhere.
Why is it called Boltzmann's brains?
I think...
The theory?
Jimmy Boltzmann came up with the theory.
I mean, what the fuck? Who does Jimmy think he is? Like, anyone could come up with that. I could say, oh, imagine if chalkboards came out of the ground and then ate everyone's right foot.
Go for it. Keep going.
That's Eva's chalkboards. Chalkboards from the earth.
Oh, I thought you just put your cigarette in my drink.
That would be so rude.
I don't like this fact, Brian. This is
I'm just saying, who the fuck
bullshit.
does Jimmy think he is? It's stupid.
It absolutely must be said that Boltzmann brains are nothing more than an intangible concept first devised as a way to describe blah, blah, blah. So,
oh, God. You know who Jimmy sounds like? Jimmy sounds like a lecturer who got tenure. Tenure? Who got tenure.
How would you say it?
I'd say tenure.
Yeah, I would too.
I
just, you know how I would say it the right way?
Tenure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice
Thank
little
you.
shitty moment.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Give me your drink. Let me
Fine.
just. I got a bit of ash on my cigarette that I don't smoke, Mum. Anyway. So he just sounds like someone that got tenure and was like, oh, I'm just going to come up with this theory and subject my freshmen to it. And
I do like the image, though. Don't you like the image? I just picture like a bunch of brains
just flying in from outer space, like breaking through that door.
Ooh, now that is scary.
That's creepy. That
But
sounds
here's
like
the
a
thing,
Hitchcock
though.
film.
Why are we assuming they would be bad guys? Bad brains.
You know what they are?
That's a good
They're
band, by the way.
summoned by bad brains.
Yeah.
They're summoned by Mother Nature to get rid of the scourge?
Mm-hmm.
Scourge of humans.
Yeah. They're summoned by Mother Nature. Science.
Humans are fucking me up. Space brains.
Space brains. Do
Space
your work.
brains.
Here's another reason why I'm not particularly afraid, though, of space brains, because typically brains aren't that threatening.
Multiverse theory.
They don't have hands. They can't carry weapons.
Would they just drown us? They could choke
just
you.
with the mass
They
of
could just
them
like, and then just drown you.
in their cells.
Ew, gross.
Gross.
Or they do a mating call and then your brain
Pops out of your
head.
Oh my
and then
God.
we need our brains to live and then now it's in space.
That's a fact.
Fact. We need our brains to live.
Yeah.
You're welcome, listeners.
Yep.
This is why they tune in.
Yeah.
This is why they tune in every week.
So that was my
Cool fact.
easy, lame one.
Interesting. I've never thought about that one before. I never thought, well, I mean, I just kind of went for the scientific route.
I feel like I did too.
That was definitely not scientific, was it? That was tenured Jimmy. Tenured Jimmy.
So I believe you have another scenario for us, Joe, where the world ends.
Just one more.
Yeah.
However, this one is
This is the big one.
plausible.
Okay. It's going to freak us out. Freak us out.
Get ready. So have you heard about solar geoengineering?
I have
Does this mean anything to you? So,
No.
context is,
Solar geoengineering.
as we are faced with climate change and our impending doom,
Mm-hmm.
there are some key ways to try and combat this. One is to reduce our emissions.
Sure.
One is to improve our adaptability to climate change. Another is to bury carbon in the ground, which is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So reducing emissions, clearly not happening.
No one cares.
No one gives a shit. Second one, improving our adaptability is kind of like this miscellaneous,
Maybe.
like, what does that even look like?
Yeah,
Houses on stilts? No one knows. Number 3 is bury carbon in the ground, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, and then surprisingly, is like getting enough traction to be like a number 4 possibility. It's in the top fucking four.
Yeah.
Is this thing called solar geoengineering.
Okay.
It's proposed for not really like a solution to climate change, but a way to buy us time. So basically, it involves injecting. Let me think. Let me just like get to what it is. Oh God. Oh my God. Just talk amongst yourselves. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's about injecting aerosols into the atmosphere that would essentially create a shield around Earth.
Right.
That would bounce back the Earth's rays. It's kind of like saying, let's create like a little bit of darkness for a while.
Bounce back the sun's rays.
What did I say? The Earth's
The
rays.
Earth's rays.
Yeah, no, I definitely meant the sun's rays.
Okay.
So basically, the way that this all, the idea came from a massive volcanic eruption in the early 2000s, which I think was in the Philippines, this huge volcanic eruption, and they found that actually it cooled the Earth's temperature for a couple of years.
Really?
So they're like,
When was that?
2000.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember.
Big.
And so the idea came from that to say, okay, what if we did that? What if we manufactured that? A way to block out the sun and lower the temperature of the Earth for a bit while we like scramble around and probably fuck around.
Yeah.
So it would create a layer in the stratosphere and bounce back the sun's rays, which I've said 7 fucking times. And so far, The theory only exists on like Harvard researchers' computers. So they've been modeling this, right? Mm-hmm. How it would work. Right. And the risk is they don't know how much to inject. And it seems kind of fucking risky. Yeah. Like this idea of like,
now, when you say inject, you mean like inject into the
pump out aerosols into the stratosphere. And just kind of like fucking pump it out.
The sun's rays.
Correct. So that we don't get too hot too quickly.
Okay. So then we can still keep eating hamburgers and living
for a few years longer while we supposedly get our shit together, right? So instead of the Earth getting too hot in 5 years, it gets too hot in 10 years or 15. Right. And the idea is, it's cheaper than anything else that we're doing.
Right.
So if solar geoengineering were deployed, it would affect our entire atmosphere. So Americans at Harvard would then be affecting, obviously, the atmosphere of Filipino people, inevitably, obviously.
Yeah.
And be humanity's largest ever global endeavor.
Sorry.
SARS. While it is the only known technique that could stop rising temperatures, there's still a lot we don't know, including whether it could destabilize local and global climate or ecosystems, which seems like a big unknown.
Yeah, it seems like we should figure that out before we do it.
Yeah. This sentence is cool. Manipulation on this scale without understanding the effects could turn out to be catastrophic for the human race. It would be poetic for us to die at our own hand.
Yeah,
trying to fix the ways in which we were going to die at our own hands.
That seems like by far the most likely thing that's going to happen.
Exactly.
Right?
Again, I've seen the movies.
Yeah.
We know how this goes.
Yeah.
The technology is also cheap enough. This is why it's a viable thing. It's quite cheap. Cool.
Well, then we should do it if it's cheap.
Well, if it's cheap, we should do it. So as low as $10 billion a year. That's not actually that much.
For the whole goddamn thing?
For the whole thing. Dude. For all the Earth to gather. Like, that's just like shake a tin around. You've collected $10 billion in 5 seconds.
Army makes more than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The CEO of the Salvation Army gets more than that in bonuses.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
$10 billion a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't have anything against the Salvation
Army. No, I was wondering, what is your beef with
I know. I came across like that. I was just kind of exaggerating it.
Fucking CEO.
I was trying to have some humor. It was a waste.
Well, Max,
you know what you need to do.
What you need to do. Also, going forward, when something fun is about to happen, ring that little bell.
Like fucking ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Joke incoming. And the bigger risk is that something like that could be commercialized. So it's, same thing. It's cheap enough that if you have enough money, you could control it.
Well, I'm sure.
Well, it could just be, just this. It could be wielded by one country or a wealthy individual, introducing the possibility of reckless use.
Fuckers.
So once the technology is developed to control the Earth's stratosphere, they'll do it. It's cheap enough.
Yeah.
Fucking what's his name? Virgin Airlines.
Oh, that guy,
Richard Branson.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He'd be like, I'm doing it for the Earth. And then suddenly he holds the keys to the sun.
All right. So this one's called the gray goo hypothesis. Familiar with the gray goo?
No.
Should we just leave the lighter?
I don't know why you keep putting it away. Do you think it's a hazard?
Yeah, it might catch fire.
If it's here, it might explode in our faces. Hey, multiverse theory.
Anything can happen.
Gray goo theory.
Gray goo hypothesis. Uh-huh. So what this is, this is, for me personally, this is less terrifying than it is just like a monumental bummer.
Right.
Like this one just bums me out.
Okay.
So what it is you're familiar with nanotechnology, right?
Yes. Okay. Creepy.
Right. So tiny little submicroscopic little dudes that ostensibly might do good things, like fix things in your body. You got a little guy running around fixing shit,
jazzing away,
turning cancer into non-cancer energy, carbonation.
Six packs.
6 packs of cancer. Cancer packs.
Is it a six-pack on your breast? Yeah, it was cancer.
It was a tumor. But now I have ripped breasts.
Shit.
Check out my ripped
tit. Long and you don't be shy.
It's like a washboard.
Rock hard.
Yeah. In fact, that's how I dry my clothes.
Yeah.
Well, I clean my clothes.
Wash them.
Or wash them, I think. Yeah, that's what a washboard is for.
I think so.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's been on boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, you've had a machine for a few years.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. So the nanotechnology, yeah. So, okay, fine. Fine, you get this thing, you're like, all right, we figured it out, we can do this. And then you can apply it to commerce, right?
Ooh,
you can be like, hey,
danger.
Let's turn carbon into diamonds.
Shit, because everyone knows that diamonds have objective value.
Objective value, they're beautiful. So pretty.
Subjective.
So pretty.
I want one.
I want one now.
I want a diamond.
Where's my diamond?
I was going to use my money to like fucking buy anything else that might help my life significantly, but I'm going to spend it on a diamond.
Why am I even doing this if there's not diamonds at the end of it?
Yeah. Why live if there's not a diamond on the table?
Well, the upside of that, I guess, cut this. So. Nanotechnologies, diamonds, carbon, got it. Good. Talking points, yes. Hitting them all in the right order.
Content.
Do the content. What did it say, Brian? Point 4.
Line. What's mine? Line.
Point 4.
You really learned it off by heart. No, you're reading.
No, I can.
You know your glasses on. I'll put them on.
Well, no, I did actually remember quite a lot of it.
That's cool. I'll do that for next week. It's more impressive. I think mine is too ready-outy at the moment.
Anyway, so that all sounds well and good, right? So little machines.
Yeah.
And so what they figured they could do is because you can't just have one machine go in and do things. You need to have that machine make other machines. And so you can make a little machine that will consume energy to make more machines. The problem is that there could be a runaway effect where they start consuming all organic and inorganic matter on the planet to just make more machines.
Which would make sense from an evolutionary perspective.
It's kind of mirrors that, yeah.
Why would they not take over?
Yeah, and then, so gray goo is the notion that every single thing, that fan, that t-shirt, like everything, just gets converted
into energy.
Into other little machines. So the whole entire planet, every living thing, every non-living thing is just this gray mass of little nanobot machines that eventually run out of shit to eat. I was going to say,
surely they eventually get to like the layers of the Earth's crust.
But they eat through that shit, man.
And then they go down to like magma shit.
Yeah, they'll go down. They'll do it. They'll eat everything.
And then what? They're just nanos? Flying through space.
Maybe flying through space and consuming
other planets.
The entire universe.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And now, here's the thing. So the scientists are like, don't worry about it. We'll just build in limiting, safeguards.
No, they won't. They never do.
No, they might.
I've seen the movies. I've seen Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
There are no limits.
You don't even have to go that route. I mean, you today drove a car that literally stopped because it was wet.
It was
raining.
It was raining.
Right? Do you think that the person who made that car, or the people, I'm assuming it was more than one.
Maybe, probably a team.
The team of cars makers. Do you think that they
one or two white
planned that? Do you think that they designed the car to stop in the rain? I bet
if they did, they're dicks.
They're dicks. And
they live in the desert.
Yeah. Right? That's what I mean. So that car was not designed to do that.
And yet
it happened.
Yeah.
And that is just a 4-wheeled little thing that runs on gas.
It's not even a nanoparticle.
Exactly, right? So it's
Christ alive.
For sure going to happen.
We're going to die. I like this one the most.
Yeah?
This one seems on the same line as my next one that I have prepared. Mm-hmm. Plausible and terrifying.
Yeah. But see, to me it's less terrifying than it's a bummer. Because
it's a slow way to die. Is that why it's a bummer? You don't like the slow. You don't like to see the ways that when it comes.
No, let's see that. Well,
yeah, you're not gonna like this next one.
Well, no, I have a whole other thing. So,
okay.
This is a bummer to me because it's just such a lame way for everything to end. Just
like we've come this far and then that's how it ends.
The things that terrify me are the more plausible ones and the more drawn out ones where it's like...
Is this not either of those things?
This one... I guess it might be short. No, I don't know how drawn out it is because it's all exponential, right? Like it's. I think how it would work would be like, oh, we got a report from downtown Chicago. Nanobots are taking over, and then like
the next thing you know,
they're gone.
But how quickly can they consume, for example, ocean?
7 hectares per second.
You really did your research. God, I've got to spend more time on my content.
It's one of the top questions people ask. Hey, Joe.
Hey.
What's your sugar fact for the week?
Oh, well, here's my sugar fact.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Considering the health of your teeth, it is better to eat 10 jelly beans all at once than it is to eat 2 jelly beans every hour for 5 hours.
I'm literally paralyzed by math right now. Trying to figure this out. What?
Yeah. If you've got 10,
find that?
That's a sugar fact.
I was looking
literally sugarfacts.com.
Don't give it away. They can just go there.
That's my source.
To the whole fucking podcast now.
Oh, wait, let me see. Let me get up there. It's health24.com.
And
the title is
Make it different.
10 interesting sugar facts.
Is it really?
So,
can you say it again?
Okay.
Yeah, say it again.
So
that's kind of...
You have 10 jelly beans.
10 jelly beans.
10 jelly beans.
Better to eat those all at once.
Eat all 10 at once.
Wow. Okay.
It's better for your teeth.
Yeah.
Than to eat 1 every...
hour. For 10 hours.
For 10 hours.
Why?
Because you're like spreading out the damage or something. I think also because, imagine, right, you eat something shitty, and then your mouth is then after that trying to like process it and heal it and like clean it, right?
I guess.
But if you keep injecting like fucking poison every hour,
but it's just a little bit of poison, though.
Yeah, but
I mean that's okay. I mean I'm not. It's sugar about.
I'm just. It's fucking health24.com. I don't know.
They know what they're doing. Interesting. I feel like. Maybe what we could do is monthly challenges. Let's do a monthly challenge.
Science challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah? Go on.
And maybe this could be the first one.
Well, we get 10 jelly beans.
I'll eat 10 jelly beans all at once. And you'll eat... And it'll be live.
Yeah, you'll live it. I'll eat 1 every hour. So we have to record for 10 hours.
10 hours.
We've got the time. Yeah. We've got the time. We're not busy.
And then we'll see what happens. How do we measure?
Do we go to the dentist and see?
And then we go to the dentist.
Root canal treatment.
And we'll say like, whose teeth is more fucked up? And then they'll be like, yours, Brian, because your mouth is a fucking disaster.
Yeah, because you still haven't even had that root canal treatment that you thought you did, but
I gotta go Thursday actually for the second.
For the checkup.
Second of 3. Dude, I'm not worried about it now. No, dude.
Part of me really thinks you haven't.
I'm gonna wear a top hat. I'm gonna have a little chain.
I really don't think you've had it yet. I just don't think you've had it yet. Hey Brian, what's your sugar fact?
Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Yours was good.
Thank you. Although perplexing, apparently.
No, it's just
you didn't believe it. Yeah, it's masked. Yeah.
The jelly.
To the power of bean.
Yeah. We can figure that shit out. That's why nobody does algebra anymore.
Yep. That's why we have nanobots.
Nanobots. Grey goo. Contrary to what many people believe, there are only 15 calories in a teaspoon of sugar, which can be burned off in 15 minutes simply by socializing with other people.
If you're an introvert?
Let me double check. No mention of...
No mention of the vert.
No.
Of the type of vert.
No, they didn't get that deep.
So, sorry, a teaspoon of sugar.
15 calories, which is already maybe astonishing to some people. You'd think, wow, it should be maybe more.
More. Yeah, I would have thought more than...
Second astonishing thing, apparently, is the mere act of socializing burns off, apparently, if my math is correct here.
Which always it is.
It always is 1 calorie per minute.
What's that carried to a teaspoon?
What's that? Into a teaspoon?
Yeah, carry the
spoon?
Carry the spoon to the
minus the
15
socializing.
And
no, I think you're
plus the conversation.
All right, 15 calories in a teaspoon, burned off in 15 minutes.
So actually, it's 1 calorie per minute.
1 calorie per minute. Socializing.
So if I come to the sugar factory and I socialize for 2 hours, I've burned 120 calories.
So you could have had that donut. Sorry.
Well, thanks.
Sorry.
I wasn't thinking about the donut.
If the donut material from earlier
makes
works,
the cut,
then that might be a nice
good callback.
Outro.
Yeah, and then that
could be the outro, just your disappointment at not having the donut.
So I should say something instead of just make a visual disappointment. So let's imagine cut. So Max, and get ready, and you've said, so you could have had that donut, and I say, fuck. No. How would I outro that?
I think you did.
I just visually did it.
Did you?
I didn't say anything, did I?
You just like a sort of sigh of disappointment.
Louder?
Yeah, sure.
I can't do it.
Nailed it.
Oh, it's too weird.
I feel like...
You're right, Brian. I could have had that donut. I'm disappointed.
Wow.
That's it. That's how it goes. Wow.
I don't like that at all.
That's how it goes. Is wow. I don't like that at all.
This has been a waste of fucking time.